Okay, well, oh,
There we go.
there we got live.
Took a while.
It did. Hey everybody, it is October 22nd, 2015. That is ThorTV, and
That
this is Loki Hates You. So we are going to do our beginning of broadcast setting up garbage.
Oh, well, I already did all that this time. Like
I wonder what language do you think it's going to come out on Twitter as?
I don't know. Last time it was Russian. Yesterday.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Everybody comments like, you speak Russian now? You speak German?
No.
You speak Spanish? Yes, I speak every language.
It's possible. You could do it if you wanted to. All right, so I'm going to do this.
I wonder if I'm the only one who has this problem. Hello, Xiomara, and Frost, and Haley, and Kristen.
Post. Hate you. This. And
it's in Spanish.
Well, that's good. A lot of our followers are in Spanish. Or no Spanish.
Our followers are in Spanish.
They are coming to you live in Spanish. All right, publish. How come Tumblr's not posting this stupid post? Post the post, you prick. Come on, man.
His Tumblr is stupid.
Yeah, seriously. Like, just give me.
I already posted it. You can just repost it.
Hold on. Post. Post. Oh, you are awful. All right, discard. Refreshing.
So how's Twitch working out for you? You been doing anything on there?
I haven't been I've been doing the unboxings mostly, and the rest of my day is just, keeping busy.
Yeah, you get a lot of boxes. I feel like it's a full-time job just opening boxes for you at this point.
Well, and it's not just opening them. It's like I have to go to the post office and get them. I have to wait at home for the UPS guy or the FedEx guy. So it really is pretty time consuming doing the unboxing videos as far as just getting it all together. But, I ain't complaining. It's just, I don't know. I don't know
how I feel about doing the live stuff. Like I enjoy the fact that you do it, but I like my editing and throwing in that goofy music. I love the goofy music I throw in there.
Me too. There's watermelon.
Oh, okay.
It's delicious. I got up really late this morning, so I'm kind of eating breakfast as we're getting settled in.
I got woken up by Bree needing me to take her to a photo shoot downtown.
Well, good for her that she had a photo shoot.
Yeah. So the only thing that's upsetting is that I haven't got to use my coffee pot yet. Because I had to just get up, get dressed, throw on my clothes, which is part of getting dressed, and then just get out of the house.
Well, maybe by 6 o'clock.
At some point today, that coffee pot's going to get ran.
That coffee pot's going to get fucked. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, man. Let's see. We got everyone just saying hi.
Yeah. Nothing but hi. We can just sit here and talk about anything. Unless you got questions. I don't have anything.
I got a Little Womanly one sent a bunch. And the cupcake cosplay.
Repurposing one?
Yeah, there's one that I got on Tumblr, but it's one that'll probably be better to answer on the broadcast anyways, rather than through text on Tumblr, because I think we'll be able to get a little more mileage out of it on video. Anyways, so let's start with Little Womanly one on Tumblr has 10 questions.
Ooh.
So, question number 1. Do you prefer silence, or do you always have some sort of background noise on, music or television, or an example of that? Do you prefer silence or background noise?
That is, man, that's the weirdest thing for me is that either I can have both. Um, it really just depends a lot on my mood or how the day went, or which would just which would whether I want the TV going or if I would just want silence or if I want light or complete darkness. And it goes back and forth with me.
Mm. I generally prefer silence because most of the time I'm doing internet stuff and I'm reading, and I get very easily sidetracked if I'm reading. So like if I'm looking down my Facebook feed or trying to respond to emails or something and I have a song on that has lyrics, I'll go to reply to someone who sent me a message and I'll end up typing them the lyrics of the song I'm listening to. So I have to have silence in those times. But if I'm cooking or I'm cleaning or I'm doing something with my hands, I like to have either music or podcasts on. Music is typically what I'm doing when I'm doing something noisier. Like if I'm doing the dishes and the water's running and there's a lot of stuff that's going to keep me from hearing things around me, I'll turn on just music without any lyrics. And if I'm doing something that's like quiet but still with my hands, I'll put on a podcast. So I'm a little bit of both.
Podcasts.
I like podcasts. It's nice. It's like having someone have a conversation with you, but you don't have to do anything.
I hate podcasts.
I love those things.
Just, it needs to be music.
What about audiobooks?
No. God, no. No. You like audiobooks too?
Oh, man. I listened to 4 books of Game of Thrones, and it was awesome. It was like my entire world for like a month. Because there's like, I don't even remember. It's like 200 hours of books, like just at work, listening to these books, just day after day after day. And all I wanted to do was talk about the books. But yeah.
I feel you're such like a 90-year-old man trapped in a 30-year-old body. And I'm like a freaking 10-year-old.
Well,
30-year-old body.
I don't think it's an age. I think it's just that you haven't maybe listened to the right books, because if you listen to Game of Thrones, like that is some violent shit.
It would have to have the right person reading it too.
Oh, the guy who reads it, what the hell's his name? I think he actually plays Maester Aemon in the show. Anyways, he's good and he does all the character voices and stuff, and he's very like serious and very eloquent, and he's good.
Like who's the guy? What's the guy's name who does Darth Vader? His voice?
James Earl Jones.
Yeah. Him. But if it was like Samuel Jackson, I would hate it so bad.
I think he actually does he reads children's stories, but they're like Samuel L. Jackson. So he's like, "Go to bed, motherfucker."
Oh, God. Yeah, that would be the worst. Like I don't like his voice. It's an annoying voice. I mean, it's not annoying in like just regular conversation and watching a movie, but if you were to just listen to hours of audio of him talking, that would be all bad.
I think he's cast in a lot of roles where he's the voice he's given by the writers and the directors is very aggressive and very like abrasive, but I think if he, needed to do another role where he was just kind of like much more flat or expressive in other ways, then I think he could do it. I just don't think we get to see that much of Samuel L. Jackson. being anything other than, you know, the character he was in Pulp Fiction. So let's move on to the next one. Number 2 of 10 from Little Womanly One. If you had a warning label, what would yours say?
We've gotten that before.
I've never answered this before.
Yeah, that like when we first started doing this stuff, we got one like that.
I think my warning label would be long. Like it would just be a long list of like, look out for all these things.
Temperamental.
Warning may contain farts.
You know, I took everything out of the house. So the house is completely empty. No furniture, no nothing. And I've been scrubbing the floor. So now when you talk, it just echoes and rings throughout the house. And I just got home a few minutes ago. I'm the only one here. And I go and I stand in the middle of the room and just let out a really big fart. And it just echoed throughout the house. And it was an amazing moment that was only shared with me. I just thought I'd have to, you know, verbally share it with you. It was great.
It's like, wah, wah, wah.
It was just like, it came out and it echoed throughout the house. Good stuff.
What other warnings would I have? Must be fed at least once every 4 hours, or you know, or the following side effects may occur: anger, irritation.
That happened to me last night. Like
Yeah.
I realized it had been so long since I had eaten. I didn't realize I was actually hungry, and then I was in an extremely bad mood until I ate and went to bed.
Yeah. I'd probably have something about should boners occur, please exercise extreme caution. Do not look directly at the boner.
Do not make eye contact with boner.
Do not engage boner. What else? Do not contact directly with sarcasm without proper safety equipment.
Yes, you know, sarcasm is difficult. When you first meet somebody and they start off like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and then they just automatically are being sarcastic, or they usually don't even introduce themselves and just go into a sarcastic mode or trying to be funny. It usually doesn't come off as funny.
Yeah, no, that's not a great first impression to make with me. I'd rather you come off as genuine, then we work our way into sarcastic than...
You gotta get to know somebody and get to know their personality and like the person before you try to go that route.
Yeah. So I don't know why that crossed my mind right now. Like I would have a warning label that has to do with sarcastic people, but it seems like it holds pretty true.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Warning.
I feel like there should be a shirt that says "Warning: Beware of boner."
Boner alert.
Beware, you know, like beware of dog, beware of boner.
Yeah.
Be a great shirt.
Yeah, I think I don't think I would have too many warnings. It would mostly have to do with my mood. You know, quickly changing moods ahead or something like that.
Bipolar as fuck.
Well, I don't want to start tossing around terms like that, but yeah, something along those lines.
With extreme caution.
Right. So, all right, next one. Next one is number 3. What is one thing you will never do again? My wife.
My wife.
My wife. Am I right?
Yeah, I'll never do your wife again.
Shazam! Turn that one around on me.
Oh,
Whew, boy, that's a deep burn. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get better from that one. One thing I'll never do again. I wish I could say it's go to a bar or a club. Like, I would if I never entered another nightclub in my entire life, I'd be happy. Because it's just not ever something I want to do. Is there ever, like, what do you think you've done in your past that you don't ever want to do? You ever hurt yourself trying something?
Oh God, I've gotten hurt many of times. All pain aside, you never want to end up on the wrong side of town, no matter whatever town you live in. You ever had that happen to you where you've just ended up somewhere and you're like, I shouldn't be here, like, and I need to get out of here quickly?
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like, I've also had some experiences where I've had that feeling and then I've kind of gone through with it anyways, like gone into the party I'm supposed to be going to, and I've had a really good time. And that's actually like kind of my band when I first moved to LA. Like, I joined up with the band, and they're all in a neighborhood that's predominantly not my the demographic that lives there is predominantly not people that look like me. And you feel uncomfortable for a minute, but then you realize that, like, everybody's just living in a neighborhood, and at the end of the day, and at the end of, by the time I had really gotten to meet those guys, it's like the neighborhood's fine, the place is fine, and you just gotta go and hang out with your friends, and that's all. But, like, yeah, if you're just like straight up wandering around and you don't have any friends around, it can be a pretty scary experience to be on in a different area than you're used to.
Yes, it can.
Yeah. Something else I'll never do. What's something else I'll never do?
Shirtless Loki at a con?
Nope. Probably gonna end up doing that at some point again.
Uh-oh. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's not a promise. That's just something. I don't know if it's going to be Loki, but there may be more revealing costumes at some point in the future. Again, no real plans right now, but it may happen. I don't think I'll ever...
Wait, I'm missing part of the conversation here. All I see is it was scary and cold, but the rescue helicopter came and got us off.
Weird.
Something deep we had just missed.
Danny says she got stranded on the Isle of Wight at the beach. And a rescue helicopter had to come get her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow. So, all right. So things we'll never do again. I don't know. I like to think that I'm still open to a lot of things, even the things I didn't particularly like, hoping that they'll be better than they were the last time I tried them. There's plenty of, like, restaurants that I'll never eat at again, movies that I'll never see again, stuff like that. But that's not so much an activity that you can do over and over again as much as it is just an experience that's guaranteed to be bad every time you do it. 4. What do you define as, quote unquote, manliness?
Manliness? Well, you see, with me, that's a difficult thing because people, the people who try or who act really manly are people I avoid.
Yeah, this is a really sort of loaded question, especially with people who are here from Tumblr, who are particularly socially, who have claimed a heightened social responsibility. Um, manliness has to do with manliness is a question that's rooted in gender. And that is a very dangerous topic to broach sometimes, where to say like men do this, immediately women and asexual, like people who don't identify as like either or transgender or whatever whatever the term is they identify as, they're all good and they're all right and correct and it's all great. But when we start talking about what is a man, I mean, I think that has a certain social stigma to it. I'm going to say manliness has to do with accepting responsibility. You can look at men as being physically strong or having some sort of worldliness or whatever, but I think what it comes with, what the common thread is with anyone who is sort of a likable character, who represents the masculine ideal, is someone who is not necessarily stoic enough, but responsible enough to say, this is how the world is. This is the path that I'm on because of the decisions I've made, and we have to see it through. Like, as a person, I got myself into this. I'm going to get myself out, and I think that is the core of.
So that's a better way. That's a better way to look at it. I'm thinking like when asked, "What do you think is considered manly?" and then I'm just automatically thinking of some douchebag.
Right. But I mean, that's
a better way.
And that's hyper masculinity. You know, that's society's standards of the physically strong male who is a provider and who is, I don't know, somehow very whatever. But that gives the idea of being like, I'm going to be almost dismissive in my in the strong personality that I've developed. So we don't want to
just be you, whether it's manly or not, or what you consider it to be manly, or if it seems to be girly. Just be who you are. It doesn't matter. Anyone judging you, remove them from your life.
I see Sherry, Little Womanly One, is actually saying, "Oh, sorry about the manliness question. I didn't think it through." Sherry, like, it's a fair question, and we know that there's no ill intention there. We know that there's no malice there. It's just it's a very politically tricky question, given that we have had some people get offended by things we've said that we never meant anything by. But that opens up a whole conversation about privilege and a whole conversation about sexism, racism, and just generally culture. So, we're trying to be as middle of the road on this as possible because we don't want to encourage the sort of mindset that says one type of person has more or is more or anything. We just kind of want to give you an answer that's not a total cop-out. So, yeah, manliness. It can be good. It can be kind of weird. What are you going to do? Number 5. If you could bring one fictional character to life and into your world, who would it be and why?
Well, that's weird. Like, I never thought about it just bringing a character to life. I've thought about being the character. If I could bring that character to life, as in it was me. But yeah, I want to see Spawn. Definitely want to
Spawn?
see Spawn.
That'd be kind of crazy.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
Run up
You'd
to his
be
autograph.
you'd be creating a life that is just made to suffer.
Yes.
Like you you'd be making a character that you're interested in watching be in agony. Like
Well,
that's his
like
entire
I could.
purpose.
That's why I'm saying like I could be Spawn.
Oh
I
my
could
god.
seriously be Spawn.
Well, that's a pretty big claim. That's a lot of responsibility to take.
I could do it.
It's very manly of you.
It's very manly of me.
Oh man. There's a character. So my very first initial reaction to this was Superman.
Not My Little Pony.
There might be a character in My Little Pony that would be cool to bring to life.
Rainbow Dash.
I don't know what Rainbow Dash would contribute to this world.
Neither do I. This is the only name I know. That and Applejack. That's just because I hear my kids say those two names.
Yeah, I would say Superman. And I would kind of actually hope that he would end up being like a world leader or the world leader. I think Superman would come onto the scene, just crush all of the greedy, all of the violent, all of the, just out of line leaders in the world. And then he would just be like, all right, everybody, just do your jobs, be cool, find a purpose, and I'll take care of the rest. And he would be zipping around the planet fixing everything. And he would love it because he's infallibly moralistic. But I don't think Superman would be too easy. And somehow we would figure out a way to make more war because of Superman. So I'd actually want to bring, God, what's his name? I think his name is Valentine from Stranger in a Strange Land, who was a human being born of two stranded astronauts on Mars and raised by like an unknown Martian race after his parents had died, and he ends up with like telekinetic and telepathic powers. He ends up with like these superhuman abilities that he just sort of works into the world in really logical ways. And he sort of forms a religion where he shows people how to open up their minds, and like it's not a religion. He sort of markets it as a religion so people will get on board, but then he sort of opens up people's minds and he starts a whole movement on Earth.
What is this? Is this a
It's
comic?
No, it's a book called Stranger in a Strange Land. And it's pretty cool.
Sounds interesting.
It's super progressive. It's like very much a liberal agenda book. But if a human being could come to Earth and show other human beings that they could be more than just people who work with their hands and are subject to whatever government rule, like, then I think the world would be a better place. So that's my fictional character. Let's see. Number 6. If you could abolish one piece of modern technology, what would it be and why? If you could abolish, meaning not have that piece of technology around.
The nuclear bombs would be a great thing.
All right. A very diplomatic answer. Yeah. Because, I mean,
anything that can cause mass destruction.
Would you totally abolish
from everybody?
Right, so that's not guns. That's not mass. Guns aren't mass destruction.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. If the world didn't have any more bombs, I guess that would hinder like demolition and like road construction. But at least atomic bombs. There's no
Nuclear
constructive
bombs,
use.
atomic
Yeah.
bombs, anything that can freaking destroy cities.
Yeah, anything that's dropped out of a plane would be nice not to have in the world. Someone's saying cell phones. Cosmic Cupcake doesn't want cell phones in the world. I think those things are great. I would want to get rid of maybe. I don't know if it was considered technology, but I'd actually like to see the stock market go away.
Be interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to see anything that fuels the stock market. I'd like to see the world a place where all money earned is based on something that's being produced. If you're going to be a millionaire or a billionaire, you have to be actually making something and selling it rather than just moving money from here to there and having it come back to you with a little bit more every time. Because, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't, I guess you could still find a way to do it where, like, if you take 8 watermelons from the United States or from Mexico and bring them to the United States and then sell them to Spain, you could probably get however much more money every time, but you'd still actually be working with watermelons and not just like imaginary pieces of ownership of a business. Like the stock market to me is just like this big horse racing rink where you're just gambling on the value of things. And I'd like to see that go away and have more of a production and labor-driven economic fuel, I guess. Very political today. Everything's coming back to politics. Sorry, I don't mean to keep doing this.
We just want world peace.
Yeah. Okay. Number 7. Which website do you spend the most time on?
I don't know. What's my favorite porn site?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna say my favorite porn site because then people are gonna start looking it up and like friggin' blaming me for everything that hurt their feelings on there.
I got my favorite. I ain't saying nothing.
I think I spend the most time on probably Tumblr.
Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on Facebook as much as I used to be. Like, I used to make sure that every day I would check my feed until I got to the stuff from the last time I checked it, and I didn't want to miss a single post on Facebook. And now I just kind of like, I do the middle click on my mouse and drag down, and it just automatically keeps scrolling down Facebook. And since you and I haven't been, and I'm talking about my cosplay Facebook,
Yeah.
my personal Facebook I barely ever look at. And I'm just essentially looking for things that I can share that have you or I in them. And then I'm just done with Facebook because it's like, I don't fucking care about the new Star Wars trailer. I don't give a shit about,
oh my God,
like the Back to the Future day.
Back to the Future.
Oh,
I saw 1 or 2 things and it was neat, but now just everything. My newsfeed is just filled with all kinds of different Back to the Future stuff and Star Wars stuff, and it just goes crazy.
And it's just exhausting because it's the same 3 things. Michael J. Fox trying on a pair of shoes. It's the Twin Pines Mall or whatever it is with the fucking Doc Brown's van in it. And it's just like everyone's got a bunch of people have this newspaper that is a $60 newspaper that they sold with like the Marty McFly headline on it. And it's like
everybody's gonna want these shoes too when they finally release them. They're gonna be like $500 or $600 for this pair of shoes. And the thing is, the shoes are ugly, man. I would never put them on my feet.
Yeah, absolutely. So my answer is Tumblr. It's got the most actually beautiful things and the least ignorant arguments on it. Like, there's some funny stuff there's some like unreasonable comments that get made on Tumblr stuff, but not nearly as frequently as Facebook. So like, if I see something I like on Tumblr, I can enjoy it and I can look at it, and there's no one being like, yeah, it's stupid or whatever, that's ugly or something. There's not as much ignorance on Tumblr as there is on Facebook.
That's a statement I never thought I would hear.
Well, I mean, in comparison, there's always going to be ignorance on the internet, but like, just look at the amount of political shit that happens on Facebook that just turn into like giant flame wars. And then the amount of political shit that happens on Tumblr, and because of the way Tumblr is laid out, it's usually only being talked about by the people that are spreading it and agreeing with it. So it's like if you see like a Bernie Sanders post on Tumblr, it's really only being shared by people who are like, yeah, Bernie Sanders. But if you see a Bernie Sanders post on Facebook, it's the post and then a gigantic paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs long argument about how gun control is blah, 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 and if, communism is going to ruin our country. And it's like, holy shit, like this is bringing out the ugliest part of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
No. Why you look so much tanner than me? I look so pale and sick.
It's the light. I'm getting natural light, and you're getting probably fluorescent light.
Yeah, that's true.
You know the value of lighting.
I look more like a frost giant.
Smaller.
Pale skin.
8. If you could win a lifetime supply of anything, what would you want it to be? What do you want a lifetime supply of?
This is a very difficult question. You need to give me some time here. All right. I know it's probably going to be food related or coffee related.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm tempted to say gasoline, but I'm not really sure that if by the time my life ends, gasoline is still going to be the standard of fuel. Lifetime supply of... It's hard to choose just one thing.
I'm just gonna say in general electronics. Like if I can get my stuff updated whenever I wanted and get the latest and greatest stuff, I'm gonna go with that.
That's an interesting answer. Yeah, you just upgrade any electronic item in your home at any time based on what's available to consumers.
Yep, the latest computer if I want it, latest cameras if I want it.
I would
do it anyways, but
let's see. Well, if we're gonna go with generalities, I would just say groceries. Like, just a lifetime supply of whatever I choose from the grocery store. Just go and buy food every day for whatever I want to eat. Make food for my friends. But I think that's a little too broad. And if I had to narrow it down, honestly, it would probably be like orange juice. I think I drink...
Like, narrow it down to like produce or, like fresh fruit and vegetables. Like you could just have a lifetime supply of that daily.
I think a couple months ago I would have said strawberries, but lately I've been eating a ton of raspberries.
I'm just saying like produce in general, like all fresh
one
produce.
section. It would be really cool. It'd be really cool to get fruits and vegetables, a lifetime supply of fruits and vegetables. And I would say I'd like to get free meat for the rest of my life.
Right.
But I don't know. I could foresee a future where I end up going vegetarian.
That would be a possibility.
Yeah. But fruits and vegetables, I could do that.
Unless I can get, the food from the meats from like a really good place where,
like Whole Foods.
Like where, the animals actually, if I could eat an animal, I want to eat an animal that used to be happy.
Like an organically sourced,
Yeah, like
grass
it
fed.
lived a life. It lived a great life. It died happy, and it was grass fed and no hormone injections and crap added to it, antibiotics in their food and all this junk. I want to eat happy animals.
Yeah, even happy animals probably rather not. I mean, morally, it's probably best not to eat them at all. But if I had a lifetime supply of vegetables, I think it would be a lot easier to switch to being vegetarian. I don't think I'd ever go completely vegan, but I'd be willing to switch to vegetarian if the
I don't even understand the point of that to
so
be.
veganism is essentially that if you're eating any or if you're consuming any animal byproducts, animals are still suffering to give you milk, butter, honey.
No, I don't think so.
I don't
Milk.
know, man. Those milk cows, they're just in a pen their entire life. Like they're in like a little cow-shaped container and they're just getting like milk sucked out of them 24 hours a day. And they have a trough of food in front of them. They don't move at all, and that's where your milk comes from.
Really?
Yeah, like milk cows aren't wandering around with like a friendly farmer following them with a bucket. Like they're in a milk cow factory.
Yeah, man. See
Yeah.
the stuff you don't see.
Yeah.
That's depressing. All right, so I'm just gonna have my own farm. Like all the animals, they're gonna be my animals, and my cow is gonna run free, and it's gonna be a happy cow, and it's gonna give me milk when I want it, and I'm gonna go there with a little bucket and.
And you could have a little kitty, and your cat would be like, "Give me
I'll
that,"
tell
and you
you
could
what,
squirt milk at the kitty.
yeah, I can milk anything with nipples.
Oh no,
What movie is that from?
that's from Meet the Parents. Jen, these are like uh, grip strength exercise guys.
That you unboxed yesterday.
I unboxed them a couple days ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't actually. I still can't do this one. This is the most difficult weight. It's like the 80-pound one, and I can't quite crush it all the way.
Those are some hardcore donuts.
Yeah, they're really hardcore. Okay, so next up, if it's after midnight and you don't want to go home yet, where do you go?
I don't know. Damn. Does this happen to you?
Not really. Usually, if it's midnight, I'm ready to go home. I'll either go see a friend, or honestly, especially back at my parents' house when I lived back home, I would just stand out in the driveway for a while. Just be right outside my home, just hanging out, sitting on my car, maybe find a parking lot, just look at the sky or whatever. But I don't go to a bar. I don't go anywhere public. I'll typically go and just hang out at a friend's house or stand outside or lay down outside.
Because you don't want to go home to your wife.
My wife, am I right?
Should be calling you up.
What are you going to do?
Standing outside in the driveway. Leave me alone.
Get up, woman! What do you think you'd do? It's after midnight. You don't want to go home.
I just go home. Whether I want to or not, that's where I'm going to go. Because that's probably the safest place for me to be. Don't really want to end up anywhere else.
All right. So when you don't want to go home, you're still going to go home.
I'm still going to go home.
Still go home. All right.
What else? I have a girlfriend somewhere, and I could just pop over to the house.
Yeah, the after midnight girlfriend visit is always a nice option to have.
Especially when she's sleeping, pound on the window, wake her up.
Oh my
Wake
god!
up!
Don't touch her. Call her on her phone, dude.
Wake up and entertain me.
Don't be knocking on anybody's window. You gotta call her on the phone. You know what I'm talking about.
No.
Uh,
I'll call her on the phone while standing outside the window looking at her. So when she presses decline, tapping on the window like, I see you.
all right, here's the last little womanly one question. What is a small luxury that you treat yourself to?
Small luxury. I have a lot. I think I treat myself more often than I should to a lot of luxuries.
Yeah. I think eating dinner somewhere is the one that I'll usually do. Like once or twice a week, I'll be like, well, I can go home and eat a meal that's going to cost me $4 or $5 of groceries, or I can go get a $10 or $12 meal and tip, you know, at a restaurant, and I'll do it. I'll do it a couple times a week, but even beyond that, if I see somewhere that sells ginger beer, I'll typically buy the ginger beer and have it for myself.
Yogurt, Yogofina, one of those places, Yogurt Land, frozen yogurt.
Um, Yogurt's your small luxury, huh?
I love it. You don't like going to those places and they get you. You got all the different flavors, and you can try the samples and sample them, and then you got like a billion different toppings you can put on it. You know what I really like? I like the marshmallow like stuff that you can put on it. The
Fluff.
liquidy marshmallow flavoring that you can put on top of things. So delicious.
Pure sugar.
Oh yeah. Lots
Oh.
and lots of sugar. I'm a sugar holic.
Well, I mean, mine is ginger beer, so that's pretty much also sugar. There's a good amount of sugar in there. So I think there's something to be said about the value of sugar. All right. So that's all of the questions from Little Womanly. And I want to thank Little Womanly for every week coming through with some really interesting questions. And so many of them, too. It's hard to, I mean, she must be really putting the work in just to think of kind of things to ask. So thank you for that. The last question we have is from Cosmic Cupcake. And it was more, it came into my inbox after last week's, actually it came in about midweek. So, but we're going to both answer it. Cosmic Cupcake X asks, would you want yourself to be made into a wax figure like in Madame Tussauds Museum? You ever been to Madame Tussauds?
Hell yeah. No, I haven't been there. But hell yeah, why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not.
I don't want to be wax. I want to be a like bronze statue. I want something that's not going to melt, and I want to last forever.
It's not the melting that's the problem. The problem is that those wax museums, people walk in there and they get to interact with the wax figures. So people are like, let's do something crazy with this wax figure that looks exactly like whoever it is. And they're just like, take a picture of it looking like I'm going to suck this dude's dick, And it's like,
you like that. Like,
well, yeah, I like it when it's happening to me. I don't like it when it's happening to people making fun of my wax figure trying to get up on that dick.
Oh, good.
So I feel like I'm not at the level right now where, or probably ever, where people are going to want to take responsible photos with my wax figure. They're just going to get on that dick. And I don't think they can handle the responsibility of that.
Wax that ass.
That's right. I don't want them slapping that ass. I don't want them sucking that dick. And I don't want them.
So basically, it can't turn any into like no blow up dolls of you.
Well, no, nothing that people can just walk right up to and fuck around with. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Apologies to anyone who is watching this at work right now.
This is gonna be a thing. We need like Loki Hates You and ThorTV blow up dolls, and we need to sell these and be rich.
No.
Get it over with.
No. I don't want any blow up doll, because then people are gonna be like, "Oh, my blow up doll didn't hit me with the right amount of dick," and I'm gonna be like, "That's not indicative of my service level."
We will give. There will be optional penises that come with it. You know, different sizes. And
this, Jazzy, this is a question about whether or not we'd wanna have wax statues made of ourselves, and my answer is that I hesitate because I don't want people fucking around with their dick.
I'm okay with it, and I would love to see all the photos of people
sucking
my dick and my dick, my wax dick that melts at roughly 90 something degrees.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's sealed with something that's a little more heat resistant, but eventually, yes, when it gets hot enough, that dick's gonna melt off.
Especially, yeah, you know, so if it's in the mouth too long, it's just gonna come apart.
Oh my god.
It's just gonna melt right in your mouth.
Oh Lord. All right, so I'm scrolling up the feed right now, and I'm not even able to access the beginning of it, but I'm gonna try to get through as many questions.
What am I getting crap for? Frost saying, "Steve, stop." What am I doing?
Talk about that.
I think I'm being the more PG-13 version person here. Yeah. Oh, Loki. Real dolls. Loki Hates You and ThorTV real dolls. Yeah. See? That could be a thing. Interchangeable penises. Different colors. Some of them ribbed.
Why? Why would they be ribbed? I'm not ribbed. I got ribbed. Slow down.
No. Girls want ribbed.
No.
You?
I want an accurate representation, and the only accurate representation out there is me. I have a large resentment for anything out there that resembles me. I want to be the only me.
And I want to spread me around.
Order system. Going to have people on makeup.
Don't have children ever, because I feel like you're gonna have a kid that looks too much like you, and you're gonna not want that kid anymore. It's like, you're too much like me.
Well, no, because that is me. That's an actual me. That's someone that I molded in the darkness to be me. Let's see. Twitter.
There's dicks everywhere now.
The only thing I posted about Star Wars. Okay. Getting lazier and lazier. Gotta eat.
You know, now that I think about it, there's parents who came up to me at ZapCon and telling me that they see all my stuff, see all of our stuff, and I'm feeling really bad right now. Like, I hope these children are not seeing this stuff. My kids don't even need to see this stuff. This is bad.
Yeah, this is it. It's got weird, but honestly, I just want to be entertaining. So, got to talk about dicks.
It's fun to me. I just didn't know that. I wasn't expecting the majority of my stuff to be like kid friendly, in a sense. You know, I guess it's okay if people just stick to the ThorTV Facebook page, but shit gets weird other places. I'm not a good role model.
So Frost Adder is asking, Bill and Steve, what do you think it is that Meatloaf won't do? Oh, and I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. But I won't do that. I would do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming of, but I just won't do that. As long as the planets are turning, as long as the
song. It's a horrible song.
What do you think it is that he won't do in that song?
Maybe he found out his girlfriend that he was about to go down on was a dude.
Okay.
And he just won't do that. He won't do that.
Uh-huh.
He'll do anything.
Okay. That. Well, Frost Adder, I'm glad you got to open that possibility for that answer up. In the song, there's an entire part about where the female end of the female singer comes in and says, will you hold me up? Will you help me down? Will you help me get out of this godforsaken town? But sooner or later you'll be screwing around. And he says, I won't do that. Whoa, no, I won't do that. So basically what he's saying is, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do the opposite of that.
That doesn't make sense.
No, I won't do the thing that you think that everyone else is going to do once I get the love that I would do anything for. It's not an exception to the rule. It's I would do anything for love. Period. But I won't do that other thing that would ruin everything I've worked for. Period.
I like how Jazzy T sings put this chat is filled with dicks and anal. I don't remember ever mentioning anything about anal.
It's true. Well, you did say that if someone's really anal,
what?
There was a quote about being anal retentive in one of our conversations.
Yes.
I see.
The answer.
Actually, Kristen, it's. I just found the quote. So Kristen said, "I am at work and was doing stuff and looked up, and Bill asked about a lifetime supply, and the one thing I saw was Risa posted anal."
I didn't see that.
So when we were talking about lifetime supply, somebody said anal.
That's fantastic. It's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that's all the questions we can get through right now because we're right at the 12.
It is 12:29.
Right. So if anyone asks a question that we didn't answer right now, please Facebook message us or Tumblr message us and say, hey, I asked a question and you didn't get to it. And we're going to do the 6 o'clock broadcast and try to burn through as many questions as we can.
Are we going to do a 6 o'clock broadcast, or are we doing a 6 o'clock broadcast at 5:30?
We're doing a 6 o'clock at 6 o'clock, but I got to go right now, go pick up my buddy and bring him to the airport.
Okay.
So I should be back from the airport by 3 or 4 o'clock. We'll do that. If I have any packages to unbox, we'll do that on the 6 o'clock as well. And if you have any packages to unbox, we'll do that on the 6 o'clock as well.
I got nothing.
It's not. The mail hasn't come yet.
It's 12. Yeah. There might be mail out there right now.
You got some time. All right. So we'll do all that. Everybody have a good day. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Bye.